Welcome to CinePro,
I dare you to shoot Olivia.
where we bring your favorite movies back to life with quick recaps, hidden details, and everything you missed. The movie Truth or Dare starts with a girl entering a supermarket to buy a pack of cigarettes, and she's clearly scared, feeling like someone is watching her. At that moment, the cashier gets a phone call. His face changes, and he asks her, "Truth or dare?" The girl freaks out and says dare, so he forces her to set fire to a shelf inside the supermarket. Then we switch to Olivia, a famous YouTuber, who's doing a live stream and chatting with her followers. Her friend Marky comes over and suggests they go on a trip to Mexico for their vacation. Olivia tries to make excuses about having a lot of work, but then their friends Tyson and Mary show up, talk to her, and manage to convince her. They all travel to Mexico and go to a bar to dance and have fun. There, Olivia meets a guy named Carter, and they end up talking all night until her friends show up and want to go somewhere new. Carter suggests taking them to a place where they can keep the party going. When they agree, he takes them to an abandoned church and suggests they play a game of truth or dare. Everyone gets excited and starts asking each other embarrassing questions, and you have to answer truthfully. When it's Carter's turn, they ask him why he approached Olivia at the bar. He tells them he did it because he was looking for a group of friends to bring to this place and make them play truth or dare, and he doesn't care if they die as long as he survives and escapes the curse. They're all shocked by what he says, thinking he's crazy, and he gets up to leave. Olivia tries to stop him, and he tells her that this game is a curse, and unfortunately, she and her friends have to play. She has to do whatever dare is asked of her and answer truthfully without lying or she'll die. He leaves, and when Olivia goes back to her friends, she finds they've disappeared. Suddenly, they reappear in front of her, all smiling in a terrifying way, then snap back to normal. Olivia thinks she's just hallucinating from all the alcohol she drank. After their vacation ends, they return to college. There, Olivia finds truth or dare written on her desk. She ignores it and goes home, only to find the same phrase written in her diary and even on her car. She's weirded out and goes to the library to talk to Marky. When she arrives, she sees all the students looking freaky, asking her truth or dare, and pressuring her until she finally says truth. They ask her about Marky's secret, which only Olivia knows. Olivia shouts out that Marky is cheating on her boyfriend Lucas. The students return to normal, but Lucas is there in the library and hears everything she said. He storms out, upset, and Marky gets mad at Olivia for exposing her in front of her boyfriend. Meanwhile, their friend Ronnie is at a bar trying to hit on a girl, but suddenly her face transforms, and she smiles creepily, asking him, truth or dare? He says dare, and she dares him to strip in front of everyone. Ronnie agrees and gets up on the pool table, with someone filming him on their phone. But then Ronnie changes his mind and refuses to do the dare. Suddenly, he acts like he's possessed, smashes his head on the pool table, and dies. After that, Olivia and her friends gather, and she sends them the video of Ronnie dying. Olivia is shocked and tells them that the truth or dare game is actually a real curse, just like Carter said in the church, and if anyone refuses to do what's required, they die instantly. The others don't believe her. Even Lucas thinks Ronnie's death was just a coincidence, but when he goes outside, he sees truth or dare written on a wall and thinks his friends are pranking him. Suddenly, his hand starts to burn, and truth or dare appears on it. He realizes Olivia was telling the truth, so he calls her and explains what happened. He says he chose truth, and the game asked him about his real feelings for her, so he told her he loves her more than Mark. They all gather together and start discussing the game. They figure out that the game chooses each person's turn, like when they played in the church. Next up is Marky, who still doesn't believe any of this. Suddenly, she gets a text from an unknown number saying truth or dare. She's convinced the game is real and chooses dare. The game dares her to break Olivia's hand. Olivia gives her a hammer and explains that if she doesn't do the dare, she'll die. Marky is forced to go through with it and breaks Olivia's hand. They rush to the hospital, and then it's Brad's turn. At the hospital, Brad goes to get something to drink, and suddenly an old man attacks him, smiling creepily, and asks, truth or dare? Brad gets scared and chooses truth. The old man disappears, and then Brad's dad, a police officer, shows up. The game possesses him too, and his face changes as he asks Brad to reveal his secret. Brad confesses, then goes to meet his friends and tells them what happened. They realize it's Tyson's turn now. Tyson is at a company for an interview and gets a warning text not to break the rules or he'll die. He ignores it and goes in to meet his interviewer. Meanwhile, his friends arrive at the company to check on him. Suddenly, the interviewer locks the door, her face changes, and she asks, truth or dare? Tyson says truth, and she asks why he lies to patients and gives them fake prescriptions, realizing he's a doctor. He denies it, but then he's possessed, grabs a pen, stabs himself in the eye, and dies. happens. That night, the friends gather and realize it's Mary's turn. She's worried and scared, so she goes up to her room to sleep. Meanwhile, the group searches online for any info about the game until they find a video of the girl from the start of the movie burning someone in the supermarket. They realize this girl is Carter's friend, Jessie, and she's in a photo with him in Mexico. They send her a Facebook message to meet up. At the same time, Mary is in the bathroom washing her face when her reflection in the mirror changes, smiles creepily, and asks, "Truth or dare?" Mary chooses truth, but the game says that's not allowed, and she must choose dare. The dare is for her to walk along the roof of the house while drinking a whole bottle of liquor. Her friends see her and try to help, putting a mattress underneath in case she falls. Mary finishes the dare, but falls off the roof, and they manage to catch her at the last second. Just then, Olivia gets a message from Jessie on Facebook, agreeing to meet. They go to see her and ask why the game forced Mary to choose dare, and not. Honestly, she explains to them that the rules of the game are 2 dares and 1 truth only, and she tells them that a month ago, she and her friends went to the abandoned church, and at that time, their friend Sam broke a strange vessel that changed shape, and he made them play the game Truth or Dare. When they played it, they all got cursed and became forced to do whatever the game told them. The problem is, it was her turn in the game, and unfortunately, the game dared her to take out Olivia. So she pulls out her gun and shoots at Olivia, but the bullet hits Mary and she dies. Suddenly, Jessie's face changes and she shoots herself and dies too, because she failed her dare. When Olivia goes to the police station, she tells the detective everything, but he's surprised by what she says and lets her go. Then she goes back home with her friends, and they start searching the internet for any information about the abandoned church. They find out that 50 years ago, weird things happened at the church, and all the monks died except for a Mexican nun named Denise. So they decide to go to this nun to see if she can help them break the curse. Olivia and Lucas go to the nun's house, meet her granddaughter, and ask to speak to her grandmother. The granddaughter tells them her grandmother is mute and doesn't speak. When they meet her, the nun gives them a paper telling her story, that 50 years ago she was a nun at the abandoned church, and there was a priest who forced the nuns to play truth or dare and used to beat them constantly, until one of the nuns decided to take revenge on the priest and summoned a powerful demon named Kukas, or Kukas. But the demon liked the idea of the truth or dare game and decided to force the nuns to play it, and whoever loses gets killed immediately. After that, the nun gives them a paper with an incantation to stop the demon, and they learn that a vessel was broken in the church, which released the demon again. That's why the person who broke the vessel has to read the incantation 7 times, cut out their tongue, and put it in a sacrifice jar for the demon. That way, the demon will be trapped in the vessel and they'll be rid of him forever. After a while, Olivia goes back home and talks to her friends, telling them that Sam, Jessie's friend, was the one who broke the vessel in the church, which means he's the one who has to make the sacrifice and end the curse. But the problem is, they don't know who Sam is. They decide to look for him, and at that moment, Brad's dad comes in and talks to him. Brad hears the demon's voice on the walkie-talkie asking him, truth or dare? Brad chooses dare, and the demon dares him to steal his dad's gun and make his dad beg him to let him live. Brad is forced to do the dare and steals the gun from his dad. Suddenly, a police officer comes up behind him, thinks he's a criminal, shoots him, and they both die. Olivia and Lucas are shocked, and they're called to the police station. There, it's Olivia's turn, and she finds the demon possessing Lucas and asking him, truth or dare? She chooses dare and is challenged to confess to her friend Marky the secret she's hiding from her. So she admits that she's the reason Marky's dad died. Marky believes her and walks away. When Olivia enters the detective's office, he tells her he knows about the truth or dare game and shows her a picture of Sam, asking if she recognizes him. She's shocked to realize that Sam is actually Carter, the one who got them into the game in the first place. She gets his address from the captain and goes there with her friends, asking him to come with them to the abandoned church to break the curse. He refuses and attacks them, but Olivia pulls out a gun and threatens him. She forces him to go with them to the church. As soon as they arrive, she gives him the paper with the incantation and tells him to read it 7 times. Suddenly, the demon possesses him and asks Lucas, truth or dare? Lucas chooses dare, and the demon dares him to kill either Olivia or Mark. Lucas refuses to do the dare, and at that moment, Sam cuts out his tongue to end the curse. But the demon possesses Lucas and kills Sam, and then kills Lucas because he didn't complete his dare. Before he dies, he asks Marky, truth or dare? She chooses dare and is dared to shoot Olivia. Olivia asks her to refuse the dare, hinting that she has a plan. Marky does refuse, and the demon possesses her, grabs the gun to finish her off, but Olivia stops him, and the bullet hits her arm. She then asks, truth or dare, or a comma, remembering that the rules of the game mean that if she asks, he's now a player in the game. He chooses truth, so she asks how to end the game and break the curse. He tells her it's impossible to break the curse because Sam was the only one who could, but unfortunately, Sam is dead. The only way for her and her friend to get out of the game is to get other people to play it, so Olivia is forced forced to do that. She goes live on all social media platforms and tells her followers her story, apologizes to them, and asks them, truth or dare. That way, she and Marky are out of the game. But the demon now possesses someone who watched the live, and the game isn't over yet. That's where the movie ends. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all new updates. See you in the next video. Goodbye.